Okay. All right, so here's 4 quadrants as shown. All right, this one involves not graphing, okay? I did talk about how could I find the distance between these 2 points without even plotting them on a coordinate grid, okay? Here's how you do it. Do you see how this is called your x coordinate, and this is your y coordinate, and this is your x coordinate, and this is your y coordinate? Do you see how this x and this x are the same? Ignore them, cross them out. If they're the same, ignore them, okay? You have to ask yourself, how many spaces are between 5 and -2? So think about a number line right here. You sure you're writing all of this down? Here's 0, right? 5 is somewhere over here. -2 is somewhere over here, correct? Anyone tell me how many spaces are between there? You either are going to add the numbers up or subtract the numbers. How many spaces, how many loops would I have to do to get all the way from -2 to 5? 7, correct. Here's why. Isn't -2 2 spaces from 0? And isn't 5 spaces from 0? So together, 7. Why? Because they're on opposite sides. One's a negative, one's a positive. You just add them together. So the answer here is 5. I'm sorry. Is you add 2 and 5, and you get 7. Why? It's because they're on opposite sides. We add them together. Why, Miss Edwards, why are you writing 2 instead of -2? Because of this absolute value. Okay, don't write -7. Don't write -2. Don't write -5. Ignore the negatives because it's just saying spaces. Okay, let's do the same. Whatever, I'm over it. Okay. What about this one? Okay, let's see the same thing. Any of them exactly the same? Yeah, my -6 is the same here and here, right? They're both the y coordinates. So what do you do? Ignore you. You're not important. Goodbye. So I want to know how many spaces are between. Now 0's here, -2's here, and -7 somewhere back here, right? Farther from the higher, the colder I get. What space are between those two, though? Chris? 5. Because they're on the same side, right? Wouldn't be right here. -3, -4, -5, -6, -7. That would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if they're on the same side, you do 7 minus 2, which is 5. So opposite sides, add. Same sides, you're subtracting those numbers. So let's do this one here. Which one's the same for the next one? The 4s, right? Okay, this one's easy. How many spaces are between 5 and 7? 2. Why am I subtracting? Because they're on the same side of 0. And then the last one. This is a 6. This is a 6. They're both in the front. And one's a negative and one's a positive. So what did we do for the first one? We did what with those two numbers? Cross them out. So how many spaces is between -6 all the way to 9? Is it 3 or 15? There's the only two they could be. 15, because from here to here is 6 loops. From here to here is 9 loops. So 6 plus 9 is 15. Yes.
What if for both of them they're like different numbers?
So you can't do this.
No, I'm saying that one is 5 and then it's 6, and another is 7 and then it's 8.
You can't do this trick. You would have to use the distance formula. You don't know that yet. If you really want to know, it's the square root of x1 minus x2 squared plus x. Wait. It's the square root of y2 minus y1 squared plus x2 minus x1 squared. That's how you find the distance formula. So in other words, don't worry about it right now. Something will be the same. Okay, I'm telling you right now. That is an 8th grade pre-algebra thing, where they would both be different. Nothing would be alike. Okay, very good question. Chris?
I looked ahead at the graph on number 2, and B has 2 3s. So we just cross them all out.
You would cross the only one that would be the same. So like, say for instance, I'm glad that you asked that. So let's say it was 5, 5, and 5, -7. You would only cross the 5s out that are the same, in the same spots. Good questions, very good questions. I like that. Cool? Okay. That would be 12, right? Yes. Then it's 0, because it would be the same point. Right? Okay. All right. Let's move on. So let's look at number 2. Okay. This is easy because it's all in quadrant 1. Everything's in quadrant 1. Why? Because all of these are positives. So we're chilling out in quadrant 1. If you remember, I did this online. Q1, quadrant 1, quadrant 2. For those who were there. Okay. Before I even graph this, I already know what polygon it is. Polygon means shape. Who can tell me what shape this is without even graphing it?
Probably a triangle.
Probably a triangle. Why? There's only 3, so this will be a triangle. Okay, how do I find the area of a triangle? We're going to write it down because we're going to practice. Triangle half triangle. So base times height cut in half. Okay, so let's plot these points real quick here. So you should already know, this should be very familiar with you. This is nothing new. So you start at the origin or 0, 0. We go forwards or backwards, up or down. So you go forwards, 1, 2, 3, up 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then right, Mr. Gray. Next one, forward 3, up 3. B. And forward 9, up 3. C. And then all you do is just connect them to make what we already said it would be. So then you just have to make sure you did it right. So which 2 sides am I looking at? I'm looking at the distance from A to B, right? Because that would be perpendicular to B to C. We are not looking at that dude. I don't care about him. How many spaces are between your A and B or my A and B? 1, 2, and 3. So write 3, make sure you have 3. And from B to C, 1, 3, 4, 5, and 6. By the way, you could use the trick up there to see what's right. Look, from A to B, right? This is what Chris was asking about. From here to here, right? 6 minus 3 is 3. I did it right. And then from B to C, I would ignore this one. I look at 3 to 9, which is 6. We did it right. Okay, ready? 3 times 6 cut in half. 3 times 6 is 18. Half of 18 is 9. So if I rearrange this, remember, this used to be a parallelogram or a rectangle at one point. I just took half of it. Okay, remember, we don't do diagonals. We don't do those. We don't do slants. We don't like them. Questions there? Okay, now let's look at the next one. Okay, this one's different. This one's new. So if you have not practiced plotting in all 4 quadrants, this is the one you really need to pay attention to. Okay, there's 4 points, so it could be a quadrilateral. Well, it is a quadrilateral, sorry. It could be a parallelogram or rectangle or square. I just don't know which one it is. Okay, so we have to graph it. Now, I want to mention a few things. Do you see how there's a missing number right here? This is really a -1. They can't type it in there. There's not enough space. That's why it's not there. So this right here is -1. And this right here is also -1. You have already wrote quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3, and quadrant 4. You will always go X before Y because X comes before Y in the alphabet. So you will always go forward, backwards, up, or down in that order. Okay, so let's do the first one. We're gonna practice. This is the part that some of you have never even done this yet. So start at 0. Go -2. So am I gonna go forwards or backwards? Negative, back, right? Back. So go back 2. Don't leave your pencil right there. And then 4, up or down? Up. Where you stop, you write your letter D. D should be in quadrant 2. So I go forwards or backwards, forwards positive, backwards negative, up is positive, down is negative. Think about that one. So we're done with that one. Okay, this one, -1, -2. Okay, so start at 0 again. -1, forward or back? Back 1, -2, down 1, 2. You should be literally right across from -2. And that is E. Okay, now connect those. Ooh, I'm not using you. You're slanted. I don't like you. Okay, bye-bye. All right, F. Ooh, we like F. F's in all positives. So you're going to be quadrant 1. So 3, forward or backward? Forward. 4, up or down? Up. I did the lettering backwards. This should actually be G and F, but that's all right. You get this one. And then the last one, 4, -2. So 4 is forwards or backwards? Forward, -2, up or down? Do you see how it makes a what shape? A parallelogram. We don't know yet if it's a rhombus. The only way to be a rhombus is if all sides are the same, and they are not the same. I will say they're not. Okay, so this is a parallelogram. Or if you want to, I'm okay with this terminology. Parallel/ogram. Because remember that I told you that symbol in math is parallel. So you're allowed, I'm okay with you using it. Okay, so how do I find the area of a parallelogram? Is it a triangle? No, so I just do base times height, right? Okay, now, base is easy, right? So I know, hopefully you guys are telling me I shouldn't do this and I shouldn't do this. Can you see why? Planted, right? You are probably either looking here or here, which is fine for one of them. So you should have, now I want you to be very careful. Do you see right here, this number kind of is hiding the line? That's still a loop, okay? So I got 1 loopy, 2 loopies, 3, 4, and 5. Do you get 5 loops? Okay, good. Okay, now how do I find the height? I just have to take this somehow and make a right angle, so I have to go straight up, anywhere. So I like to go in the middle because then I can actually read it. So wouldn't I go like maybe here, or 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 maybe here? Doesn't matter where I go? Nope, they're all the same answer. Why did I go straight up and down? Because it has to be a right angle. So 1 loopy, 2 loopy. See, that's still a loop. The number is still a loop. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Do you get 6? Make sure you get 6. So what's 5 times 6? Okay, and I don't have to cut it in half because it's not half of a parallelogram or a triangle. Okay, question there. Graphing in all 4 quadrants is new. It is very new to you. Doesn't mean it's hard, it's just new. Remember, forward, backward, up, down. Forward, backward, up, down. Because some of you are going to go down and then backwards. Don't do that. Think about getting on an elevator, right? You're going to go walk on the elevator and go up the elevator or down the elevator. Or if I'm getting off the elevator and apparently I want to walk backwards to the elevator, I'm not going to go up or down. Okay, so just think elevator situation. Some teachers used to say you walk before you, or you crawl before you walk. No, I hate that. I hate it. Don't. No, bad. X before Y. Some teachers used to say that. Anyways, okay, let's look at number 4. Classify the polygon. So what shape is this? Triangle. The polygon is just another word for a closed figure that has at least 3 sides. Area of a triangle is base times height cut in half, right? And I just got to make sure I look at the right ones. Do I like this one? Going down here. Do I like that one? Yeah, I like that one. Do I like this one? Do I like this dude? How about this one? Yeah. Why? Because I went from the tippy top to the base here. See how it makes a right angle right there? You did it right. Okay, so ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Don't forget all the way to the tip of the triangle. So it's not 24 because I have to cut it in half. So 6 times 4, 24 cut in half is. By the way, to know that you're actually like close or you did the right thing, how many like boxes are in there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then maybe a little extra versus 24, right? So like to know that you're close, you can at least start counting the full boxes that you see. There's no way I can get to 24 on that one. Okay, so that's the second type of example I showed you. Okay, this is the third and last type of example. Yes, sir. That's fine. That's fine. Okay, so this one is all on 4 quadrants. Okay, so ready? This is quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3, quadrant 4. Remember, I do my X before I do my Y. X, and then Y. I'm just trying to write some things that would be important. Okay, God is creating a garden, so probably a garden is a rectangle. Okay, the dimensions are shown. If each grid has a length of 3 feet, what is the area of the garden? Area of this room is how many tiles are on the floor. Perimeter is how much trim do I need to go around the room, the red stuff. Rim, think about a rim on a basketball hoop is the round part, right? So the rim is around the figure. Area of the tiles, which I have to do a lot of area for me doing some of the projects I have to do at home. Believe it or not, this is actually the 2 things you probably will use in the real world. Okay? All right, first one. So again, remember, -1's chilling out here and -1's chilling out there. It's just hiding. And for the sanity of me, let's just write this as point A, point B, C, and D, because otherwise we'll hard to do. Okay, let's do A. Go to 2 and 3. They're all positive. So forwards or backwards, I go forwards 2 and up. I'm in quadrant 1. Quadrant 1 is all positives, by the way. Quadrant 3 is all negatives. Okay, C or B, negative or positive 2, -4. So do I go forwards or backwards? Forwards, up or down? Right there. B, connect you. Forwards 2, down 4. Okay, this one, -3, so forwards or backwards? Backwards to -3. 3, up or down? Up. Again, these letterings are not in the right order, but should not be this figure. By the way, you see how these are all negative? Negative should be here. Okay, it's got to make a rectangle, parallelogram, triangle, or a square. Well, clearly it's not a triangle, so it has to be a rectangle. You should be right here. You go back 3, down 4. All right. Now, area. We know that since this is area of the garden, we want to do, that's a parallelogram, right? Base times height, right? We don't have to cut it in half. But here's the main meat and potatoes. If you tell me I'm going to multiply this times this and I'm done, you're wrong. Because you see right here, this is very important. So that means from here to here is actually 3 feet in reality. So one grid length, 1 unit is actually 3 feet. Okay? I'll show you how to do it. Okay, let's find the dimensions first. Let's go A to B. So that would be 1 loop, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I got 7. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this technically would be 7, and this would technically be 5, right? But each of these are 3 feet. So in reality, I just want to show you this. You don't have to write this down, but I want to show you why. That means this is 3, 6, 9, 12. Get the point? What's the quicker way to do this? What would I do with 7? 7 times 3 is 21. So I'm no longer using 7. Cross it out. So this is no longer here. I'm using 21. So instead of this being 3, 6, 9, 12, and 15, right? How do I get 5 to become a 15? I multiply it by 3, which is 15. So therefore, this is 15. Okay? Change your dimensions first. I'm going to say that. I'm going to write it. Change your dimensions first. So change numbers first. Don't do any math until you change those. Okay? So, what numbers is this that we're going to use? I'm going to use 21, 15, 21, and 15. Okay. So find the area. Base times height. Which two am I using? The two that are different, that are perpendicular. So how about 15 times 21, right? You end up getting 315. Okay? I'm doing the math for you. $15 times 21.
Oh,
Area. I didn't say perimeter. Okay. Perimeter, think about rim. That means around the figure. And you're doing addition around. Okay, I like to use a highlighter to show this. So that means this is the trim. I want to go from C to A to B to D back up here. So what would I add? I went 15, then I went 21, then I went 15, then I went 21. That's all I have to do. So to find the perimeter, I got 15 plus 21 plus 15 plus 21. Or some of you go, Miss Edwards, can I do 2 15s and 2 21s? And I say, yes, you can. Or actually another way. Can I add 15 plus 21 and then multiply by 2? Yeah, they're all the same answer as long as you follow order of operations. Regardless, this is 30 and 42 base 72. This would be 30, 42, add together, multiply before you add. Why would I do this first? Because it's in parentheses. I would add these up and then double it. Any of these work. But if you don't change your numbers first, you're going to miss area every single time. Every time. You get perimeter right, you won't get area. Okay? All right, let's do another one. So you got to be careful if you see anything about like a grid is this long. Change the numbers first. Like I wrote on the next one. Okay, Andrea, me, is creating a border around the patio. Apparently I want to fall off the patio, so I'm putting up a railing. Okay? The coordinates of the vertices are the patio are shown. If each grid is 2 feet, very important. So I have to keep in mind from here to here is really 2 feet. Change your dimensions first. I wrote it this time. And then we're going to find the perimeter, rim, around, and then area. Now it's four numbers, so it's got to be either going to be parallelogram, rectangle, square, right? By the way, what quadrant are we in? What quadrant are we in right here?
Number one.
One, we're all positive, so we're still, this is where you like to be. This is where actually most, you can do Roman numerals, I don't know if you remember me doing that, but you can do that. All right, let's just make letters again, A, B, C, and D. You can do whatever letters you want, but anyways, ready? So here's the origin this time. 1, 5, 6, 5, 6, 1, 1, 1. Again, this should be easy for you because they're all positive, so you all know to go forwards and then up. Got a nice little rectangle like I do? Okay. Remember, forwards, backwards, then up or down. Okay, so I can do this and this for my sides, my dimensions. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. But now I know that I can't use 1. Why? Because each of those are really 2s. So this would be 2, 4, 6, 8. Or I could just multiply by 2 and I get 8. I'm using this one now. This is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Or to multiply this by 2 and I get 10. 8, 10, so that means this is 8 and this is 10 because it is a rectangle. Okay. How much railing does Miss Edwards need in order for not to fall off the patio? Apparently I'm not fall off the patio. Okay, so rim, right? Perimeter, around. So that means perimeter, I need to add up my sides, all the sides up. You can write P equals. I got 2 10s and I got 2 8s. I like to do it this way. It's a lot easier for me. Okay, what's 2 10s make? What's 2 8s? And then 20 plus 16, 36. It will be easier that way. Again, I don't care which way you do it, as long as you show me what you're doing. Okay, area. This is a rectangle, so not half, right? So I would just do base times height, right? Okay, so what's my base of this doodad right here? We got an 8 and a 10. So area is 8 times 10, so 80. That's all you have to show me. Show me what you're multiplying. Don't cut it in half because it is not half of that. So that means Miss Edwards would have my patio right here. Is where I start. Okay, by the way, these are 1 foot tiles on the floor. So here's, let's just say this is a full one. 1 foot, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this would be the length of my patio. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right here where Delilah's at right here. That's how big my patio will be. Okay? Cool. My fire pit area is a lot bigger than that. I actually handmade it. I'll show you a picture of my fire pit. I did all myself, yes. With my nails. I can lift rocks and stuff. I have to get these done, so do not look at them. Fire pit. I like a big circular, like, metal thing. And then you put fire, like you put wood in there and have a fire. And then I have a bunch of like lawn chairs and stuff around it. And then I have those Edison bulb, I call them Edison bulb lights, you know the ones that look really pretty? You can see like the whole wall. Not Christmassy, like the normal Christmassy ones. Talk about the ones that are like a big bulb. Yeah, so let's just do one more. Okay, with changing the dimensions first. I like just to practice. Let us, oh, I didn't really want to do one in quadrant one, that's fine. All right, let's do this one here. Actually, no. Yeah, it's past our time. Okay. So, let me be very clear. Change your dimensions first. So for this one, I just want to show you. This would be 7, 7 right here. 2, 7 right here. 2, 1, 2, 1, What did I do? 7, 1? Oh, 2, 7. Sorry, there. Sorry, my bad. Is this thing? Each of them are 4. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 times 4 would be 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 times 4 is 24. So this would be 20, 24. So with perimeter, 2 20s, 2 24s, 2 20s, and 2 24s. That's 40 plus 48, 88. And then you remember my trick with the 0? You ready? 24 times 2, and then add a 0. What's 2 24s? 48 with a 0. Okay, I'm gonna let you actually out because that's it. Okay, so let me be clear. Your homework is just, you don't have to do 8, okay? It's just these 4 problems at the bottom. That's 4. Okay, got it? 2 of them are changing your dimensions, so change your dimensions first. Okay, I'm actually going to figure out what are they doing. Why are they not? You guys go ahead and head to your next class. So, because it's past the time it's supposed to be here. All right.
Maybe the bell was there. I have